Hey, what is up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. I want to show you guys some really interesting new findings on the Martian surface. And I want to pose once again the question as to whether we really are being told everything there is to be told about planet Mars, which is a very intriguing planet. It's basically another Earth. And at one time it was Earth. Beautiful oceans, an atmosphere, an ecosystem, if you will. Well, that is until whatever calamity or catastrophe occurred that completely wiped it out. It's no secret that I believe that there is movement on Mars, and I've shown it throughout the footage and photographs through the years. It would appear that vehicles have been moving across the surface, as you're seeing in this photograph here, taken by one of the satellites orbiting Mars, and we can clearly see, hidden away in this Martian valley that you would never have seen had you not zoomed in, we see multiple pairs of tracks moving across the Martian dirt, and then making turns. The link to this I'll put down in the video description, as I always do. But this is just an example, and despite NASA's constant denial that they have not discovered any signs of alien activity, every time they put a camera out in space or on another planet, they are contradicted by the evidence and by what they capture, whether it be from satellites or the Mars rover. Here's a great new finding by my friend over at StreetCap1, who in a recent Mars rover photograph discovered something very strange stuck on the edge of a rock. And so you're seeing the original image here, and I want you to put your attention right to where I'm circling. And we have multiple images and shots showing this anomaly. And so as we zoom in here, we catch a glimpse of this strange, rectangular, white, reflective object. It doesn't look to match or blend in with any of the surrounding terrain. Here's another shot from a different angle as the rover's camera was repositioning itself, where once again, we see this same very strange object, which looks to have some sort of diamond-shaped, darker piece to it right in the middle. And, you know, I have no idea, but I think you guys will agree it doesn't seem to belong. And so if it doesn't seem to belong with the natural rocks and sand, then that would mean it would be a part of something else. And goes back to the fact that we have found other things. It would seem that Mars is covered with artificial material, whether it be machine parts, structures, monoliths, and things that look like petrified animals. Speaking of which, another finding this month of what was described by the channel that discovered it as something that looked almost like a lizard walking across the surface of Mars. Now, before you say, Tyler, that's a rock, well, I'm not the one who discovered it, but I am stating that yes, this does have characteristics and a shape of something walking on the surface. Looks very much like you would have a lizard here on Earth. And unless you're actually there, how can you be 100% sure? And so, not everything is pareidolia, and I think NASA counts on us to dismiss these types of findings as merely rocks, because it does their job for them, and it causes us not to look any further, and it's caused me to not post many findings on Mars like this, because we simply don't know whether it's actually an organism or if it's a rock. But that's not to say other strange organisms or animal-like creatures have been found on Mars. They have. And as you're seeing here, we have found many things that stand out and don't look quite right. Look like animals, in fact. Maybe some of you have heard of the alien bunny rabbit that was discovered on Mars a couple of years back. Recorded moving in multiple frames by the Mars Opportunity rover. It's been called a mutant rabbit and has various other names, but it was very intriguing when this occurred. And NASA themselves even admitted that they didn't know what this was and that it was very strange, and they even dubbed it the bunny ears. And what was even stranger is that afterwards, the thing disappeared. If you actually sit and you go through all of the photographic evidence of the structures on Mars, the strange lights in the distance that have been captured, the UFOs moving through the Martian atmosphere, the strange formation of stones and monoliths that look eerily similar to Stonehenge here on our planet. We've discovered what look like remnants of ancient cities with these massive walls built around them. that again mimic some of the ancient walls found in civilizations right here on Earth long since past. And finally, did you guys know that NASA is actually in the middle of a lawsuit? They are being sued by a scientist who goes by the name of Ron Joseph, alleging that NASA is lying about the fact that there is alien life on Mars. And this is a real thing, by the way. You're seeing the court transcripts here. And NASA is being charged with a massive list of allegations, ranging from a plan to transport Martian specimens to Earth, the continued lying and cover-up of what they have found on Mars, death threats and attacks on other scientists in the past who have spoken up or attempted to uncover themselves what NASA has been up to. But what's most notable about this lawsuit is the allegation that there is concrete proof that there are living organisms or Martian fungi that has clearly damaged the Mars rover's wheels. Here you're seeing a report by Dr. Joseph, which I will link to in the video description, and it is very, very interesting. But he goes into detail about the fact of what he calls, quote, Martians that are attacking the Curiosity rover. And to boil all of this down, and again, you'll have to go and read this yourself, he's presented evidence here that there was and currently is biological activity on Mars that is eating away at the wheels on the Curiosity rover, and I'm showing you images here. And this is what's called biological corrosion. And the report goes on to state that a close inspection of the rover Curiosity wheel well interiors indicates the presence of huge colonies of whitish-colored clumps of ice and fungi bacterial masses surrounding areas of rust, cracks, tears, fractures, and gaping holes. NASA has also released dozens of photos of mud on the outer surface of the aluminum wheels, indicating the presence of moisture. On planet Earth, a single handful of mud may contain over 10,000 organisms and billions of bacteria and viruses which accompany bacteria on a ratio of 10 to 100 per capita bacterial cell. So basically what he's saying here is that we're seeing this white material on the rover's wheels and inside the wheel wells that seems to be eating away at these wheels that were originally built to easily withstand the rugged Martian terrain. And you can see here that they're falling apart. And so the scientist is saying that this is due to this living biological entity, this bacteria or fungus or whatever you want to call it, that's eating away at the rover's wheels here. And he's also presented evidence that the rovers are not the only otherworldly vehicles and equipment launched from Earth to suffer from this widespread contamination and corrosion. It was found that fungi was growing on the outside of the Russian Mir spacecraft and found to be corroding and destroying the titanium windows. And you're seeing some images here showing this fungal or microbiological damage to the aluminum in the International Space Station. So yeah, NASA is being sued. The lawsuit started a few years back. But yeah, the evidence that I'm reading here from this report does seem pretty damning. And, you know, although I doubt that this lawsuit will ever prove anything, I think it just goes one step further to show you guys that this scientist, as well as 40 other scientists who looked at these rover wheels and the strange white substance growing on them and all over the rover, has proven in their eyes without a doubt that Mars is thriving with biological activity. So with that, be sure to head over there and check out this report and let me know what you guys think about these new discoveries on Mars, the strange rectangular shaped object. And before we go today, I want to give a special thanks to some of the viewers who are supporting the channel on Patreon and who have recently sent me photographs of the autographed sticker rewards that I've been sending out to them. And so we have the morning coffee with the Secure Team sticker on it, we have the computer, and we even have golf carts sporting Secure Team riding around town. So we're getting out there, guys. We're hitting it big and we're spreading the word. Alright, so if you guys would like to get one of your very own autographed Secure Team stickers or any of the other awesome awards that I've created on my Patreon page, be sure to go over and check them out. But at the very least, stay tuned, keep emailing me with your ideas and footage, and we'll keep rocking and rolling. So thank you guys for stopping by today, and I will see you all back in just a bit.